Hello everyone, it's me, Beau. Today we are coming to you with a fantastic show on this beautiful September 11th, 2022. It is Sunday, 3:42 p.m. in the afternoon Pacific Standard Time. I am your host, Beau. I'm not entirely sure if my automatic subtitles will be capturing Beau. It's a strange name, I recognize that, but apparently it thinks my name is Beau Chevy Sue, which I guess in a manner of speaking it is, but I'm not here to make fun of myself, I'm here to make fun of you. No, I'm not. So what makes this show interesting, special, entertaining, and educational is that I go out into the world and I capture B-roll of actual uses of these items that are top selling on my list, not necessarily according to what Amazon wants you to see, but I look at metrics and reports to see out of the thousands of videos that I have produced in my lifetime, which of those videos are the most helpful. I can see those metrics daily. So within the last 24 hours, I have curated for you, your listening and educational pleasure, the top products here on a small little startup website called Amazon.com, and I am here to share with you guys some of those reviews. But first of all, as you all know, we need a bumper. As my wonderful friend and fellow live streamer, Uteki, I think that's what his name is. Man, that guy has energy. Oh boy, he must have Jesus in his heart. But let's go ahead and jump right into the bumper. Also, you may also notice that I have a green screen behind me. And so at the last minute, I realized that I was wearing a green shirt. So I had to put a shirt on over this, otherwise it would have looked like a floating head and floating arms. And that makes some people kind of weirded out in the world because already they kind of question my sanity. And so yes, I had to slip this shirt on here. This is actually a World Obstacle Course jersey that the elite athletes who have participated in the World Obstacle Course event. I was talking with the guy who created this entire thing and I said, hey man, where can I get one of those sweet jerseys? He's like, can you Venmo me 25 bucks? I'm like, done. So now I can be a poser. People think that I'm this legit guy. I'm not as good as those obstacle course people. Although I was one of those people in the Spartan race. And I've done many Spartan races if you've ever done that. A lot of the things I actually review here on the channel that I have received feedback from professional obstacle course racers, such as these shoes. So if ever you look at my past broadcasts, typically I'm wearing my Salomon Speed Cross shoes. And I will show you there out on the trail how these things function, how they grip, how I cannot slip, and also the history behind them, who initially turned me on to these trail running shoes. And they were these professionals at this World Obstacle Course race who got first place. I'd go up to them and I'd say, hey, what kind of shoes are you wearing? And they would tell me, very super nice, sweet people. And so I try to pass that knowledge along to you, so if you decide to go out trail running, you won't slip, you won't fall, because you have what the best of the best athletes have in the world. But enough about me, let's hop right into some reviews. Hey, look at that right there. Immediately, we are hopping right into this assault bike. Now, this was unique because this assault bike is one of those bikes that immediately gets your heart rate up, as indicated. Hey, there's the bumper right there. As indicated by the fact that I'm very winded during this review. The beautiful part about these reviews is I'm really not trying to commercialize or sensationalize. Okay, sometimes I sensationalize for the sake of entertainment, but not for the sake of manipulating your emotions into buying anything you don't necessarily need. But I went to my very good friend and fellow council member, Bobby's gym here in Enumclaw, Washington. If you're ever around, go to Take Back Your Life. It's amazing. And so they were such sweet people, I gave them a little bit of money to go in there and just have the run in the middle of the place. And I asked him, hey, actually his wife was there working out with some other people who you can kind of see in the background. And I said, so tell me, what is some of the stuff that you bought off of Amazon? And they told me. And so this is an indicator as to what works for professional gyms so that I can copy and paste and replicate that not only in my own home gym, but also pass this information along to you so that you guys know, well, all right, this is what the top of the line gyms use. I want to replicate that. I want to have that in my house as well. So this assault bike, man, it gets your heart rate up. Oh, wow. Like if you go a little too hard, you start to taste copper. If you know what that means, you know, kind of you're wheezing. And so you don't have to push yourself that hard on this thing, but this is one of those really unique pieces of exercise equipment that it is total body. It's not just your, let's say for example, your quads or your calves. This is like your arms, this is your core, and it's definitely your cardio and your heart rate. Which, by the way, if you guys are ever considering going up a small little mountain called Mount Rainier here in the Pacific Northwest, I do it every single year. And so I'd like to pass on a little bit of information to you guys. How do you climb a mountain? How do you do mountaineering? I'm going to say right now, cardio. Absolutely. There are so many people who train with really heavy packs, and it's okay to train with weight on you. But I would say if you only had time to allocate towards training with a lot of weight or just going out and getting your heart rate up, go with the latter. Get your heart rate up. Because if you think about it, the actual approach to the mountain is only maybe a 60-pound pack, and you can take your time doing that. However, on the final approach, you have all your gear back at base camp, and really maybe you only have the bare necessities, as they would say in the Jungle Book, and you have your sandwich, you have a first aid kit, you got a pocket knife, maybe one of you has a sleeping bag in case one of you has an accident and you got to keep them warm because hypothermia is the #1 thing that will kill you out in the wilderness. And so I would recommend actually doing some form of cardio, and that will get you up the mountain. So there you go. Now you guys know, all right, my goal is 10 minutes of jump rope and then I can climb Mount Rainier. If you've ever actually tried 10 minutes of jump rope, it hurts. I don't think I could do 3 without stopping. Some of you maniacs out there can do that, but for me, no, I am but a lowly little hipster here in the Seattle area, and I am here to now tell you about how to protect yourself from other hipsters. Oh, and that is using a smart lock. Let's roll it. Here's a quick little demonstration. I'm actually going to open it up so you can actually see the deadbolt. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, lock. And then I'm going to get my thumbprint, and we're going to go ahead and put it right there. Just like that. Wow. Yeah, that was probably the shortest video review I've ever done in my life. Because as you well know, I like to go a bit more in detail. So if you were to click on this Wise Lock deadbolt, you will see that there's another video of mine that actually walks you through step by step on how to actually install this thing. You're welcome. But I also was thinking, you know, maybe there are some customers out there, they just want to see a 10 to 15 second clip of this thing just working. Because if you've ever tried to install a deadbolt that is a smart deadbolt, you know that they can have a frustrating delay. Don't get the August deadbolts. I'm not even tagging it in the carousel down below because I've ripped it out of my door and thrown it away because I had to change the batteries every 30 days. And the batteries were those little 123 batteries, you know, the ones, the CR123 is kind of the size of an R2D2 unit. Tiny, tiny little guys, but expensive. Man, this Wise Lock only takes AA batteries. I have not changed the batteries once since I've installed it 3, 4, 5 months ago. Still going strong. And it is that fast, as you saw in the video right there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and mute that out and just show you how fast that is. And it has a fingerprint sensor. How cool is that? Plus, you don't need a key to get in. Now, that might worry some people. Oh, someone can hack my door and get in. That's another beautiful thing about this, is that this lock does not actually connect to the internet. Beau, what do you mean? I thought it was a smart lock. It connects to your phone through straight Bluetooth connection, right? So, yes, it technically does connect to some device, but it's your own device. It doesn't connect to a server somewhere like other smart locks do, and you sometimes have to pay a subscription to keep it active. Don't know about you, but I'm getting subscription fatigue. Everything is a subscription. Oh, you want your doorbell to work now? Sorry, that'll be $15 a month. Oh, you want the little camera? Oh, you want to access that footage? Sorry, that'll be $1 a month. You know what I mean? I would much rather just pay one price, even if it's a bit more, if it's a one-time fee. I can't even edit photos now in Lightroom without some little notification from Adobe saying, you didn't say the magic word. Quick, what movie reference is that? Come on, everybody, you know that. You didn't say the magic word. You guys, anybody? Anybody? I'll give you a little time to put that in the chat down below if in fact you remember that movie. There we go. I don't know if Samuel L. Jackson was in that part. Was he the actor? Or was it another guy who swore quite a bit? I don't know. Hey, let's move on to this. Ooh, a stand-up desk. I love my stand-up desk. Okay, so here's footage that I took right here of a stand-up desk that is digital. Now this is an absolute game changer because I used to have a manual desk. Matter of fact, I think I still have a manual desk somewhere that's a crank. It goes and it slowly goes up. And I ended up not using the stand-up feature because it took such a long time for this thing to crank and to go up slowly. As opposed to a digital push button, you push one button and it immediately goes up. Let's say you're sitting there and you're getting a little sore from working at home all day long, and you're like, you know what? I'd like to answer 15 minutes of emails standing. And so you push a button immediately, well, not immediately, it doesn't go up really fast, otherwise that would be a design flaw. It's not like it's going to eject everything almost as if you're a fighter pilot. Eject! Push the button! Push the red button! No, it slowly goes up and very gently does. And as you can see back there, all the little wires are tussed up quite nicely. Plus, the nice thing about this stand-up desk is it has all these little cubby holes and areas to hang your headphones, and you can see right up there, there are other little areas to put cables and your mice and maybe some kibble for your kitten, things like that. It's a very, very nice stand-up desk, and it's got this wood texture that just blends in with any motif. So it's no wonder why this thing is at over 2,500 reviews last I checked. Very, very well put together. And so there you go. This is my own footage. This is not commercial footage that I peeled off of the website and I just play it. This is every single 100% of this footage I have procured for you guys. You're welcome. Hey, let's move on to, let's see, home security. Yes, okay, check this guy out right here. All right. So you see that? I paused it, by the way. There's nothing wrong with your internet connection. See that in the upper left? It says skip to minute 135 if you want to see how the fingerprint sensor actually works. Well, I start this thing off with trying to pick it with a pair of scissors. Why is that? I'll show you. On this fingerprint sensor on the Amazon Basic safe. And then also we're going to take a quick look at a little port in which you put the key. You will see that they have upgraded it in such a way that you can't actually get into that. So they Wait a second. That's really weird, Beau. You didn't even try to properly pick this thing. I have seen the lockpicking lawyer over on YouTube. You did not do that correctly. Do you know why I did that? It's because the most helpful review on this safe is some quack saying, my daughter picked a safe with a pair of scissors and got in and got a whole bunch of prescription meds. Now, I'm sure that happened and my heart goes out to them. I hope the daughter is okay. But it's an irrelevant review. This drives me crazy here on Amazon when once something is posted, you can't get rid of it. Are you ever going along and someone asks a question, do batteries come with the product? And someone answers, I don't know. Deep breath, but don't answer the question if you don't know. I'm going out on a limb right here, just saying, if you don't know, you don't have to tell anybody. Now, before I fault the person for answering the question, this is because Amazon takes that question that people ask on the page. For example, this would be, can you pick the new version of the safe, which that's what this is. Can you pick this new version of the safe with a pair of scissors? And Amazon takes that question, and if they don't get an answer from the seller, they blast out this question to a whole bunch of consumers out here who they think are most likely to answer the question or have the information. So you get this personalized email from Amazon saying, hey, a customer is asking a question, and it looks like that customer is asking you personally that question. So people, a boomer looks at that and they go, oh man, I gotta answer this right now. And they get on and say, I don't know if you can pick the safe with a pair of scissors. Well, this is Amazon's fault because they actually sent this email to like 50 to 100 people. You weren't like the only one being asked this question. So back to this safe right here, I would only recommend this safe for incidentals. If you have something rather expensive or something that's high security, like let's say for example something that goes pew pew, if you know what I mean, probably wouldn't put that in this safe. Because as we go along, you'll see, and if in fact you do actually want to see the full review without my commentary, you can go and click on the safe down below and you can scroll down and see my entire video on this. But I do want to quickly point out that this is basically made of sheet metal. And so if there's a bad guy who shows up and he happens to have a hammer, give him 10 minutes and he'll get through this. He will. But this is more so for the use of those little incidental items that, you don't want to spend $1,000 on a Liberty safe that's fireproof to 45 minutes, which I have, and it is absolutely bomb-proof. If there is a nuke that goes off in your backyard and you lock yourself in this safe, you are safe. This, on the other hand, it's pretty much just kind of metal that you can bolt down. See that right there? I would recommend bolting your safe down. Otherwise, the person's just gonna pick it up, put it under their arm, and take it home and take their time opening it up. But eventually you can get through this thing. But if you've got like little kids and you're just trying to keep them away from maybe some prescription meds or something, this is much, much more secure than a medicine cabinet or your sock drawer, for example. So yes, I would recommend this, but only for certain instances and certain uses. Oh, and by the way, the fingerprint sensor does work quite nicely. Sometimes I notice when my finger gets a little dry, it takes a few times. So that's another reason why I would not necessarily recommend this if you have to quickly access something. Let's say you need to defend your house. Get something else that actually has a physical keypad. And and by the way, 99% of the time when I open this thing, I use my actual fingerprint. The actual key is used if those batteries in the back are expired, and so that you could still access that. Isn't that cool? So it's very thoughtful, very well thought out. It's just that works for some, doesn't work for others. And there you go. Hey, do you guys want to see our chicken coop? Of course you do. Now, for those of you just tuning into our broadcast who may in fact not be one of the 2,100 followers of mine, you'll probably wonder, boy, Beau, this is really random stuff. You just went from, let's see, a standing desk to a safe, and now we're going to talk about a chicken coop. That's because these products are simply the best-selling products from the reviews that I have made. So I'm listening to the consumer, to the audience, and for some reason, it's chicken raising season, or people want to get their chickens before the winter storms come. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get buying patterns, but I just present to you guys what is the most popular, one of the most popular products that people are scratching. All right, so yes. It's really cold right now, so we're gonna hop right into how to very quickly replace your windshield wiper blades. In my particular case, this is a Toyota Highlander 2006. Let's hop right into this. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably got two different versions in the mail. One might say 22A or 19A. If you're not sure which blades to get on the website, Bosch right there.
Which, by the way, I don't actually know how that is pronounced. Is it Bosch? Is it Bosch? I don't know. Is there someone out there who actually speaks another language besides English? I only speak one. Apologies. But anyway, something kind of went a little weird. Hopefully you can still hear me. Looked like my audio was going in and out. I bet that's because Zuckerberg has suspected that I'm trying to peddle a chicken coop off onto you guys. Well, let's see right here. We're going to stop that, go over there, and tips to put together a chicken coop. Oh, the chicken coop is not actually playing. That's weird. Maybe I'll just actually lift up my camera right there to show you right out the window. We have 3 fluffy bottom chickens, and they're absolutely adorable. They actually run up to you and sit there and wait to be scratched under the wings. Yeah, my buddy Sergeant Q, he wanted to have that type of love and affection for chickens, and I thought it was really weird. And so when we got chickens, I started to be nice to them, and now my chickens love me. Yeah, go figure. Had no idea that was a thing. But yeah, chickens do like you. Oh, hey, let's look at the, oh wait, you know what? I'm gonna try that chicken coop one more time. It looks like we're playing. Hey, there's the chicken coop. Check this out. Okay, this is so neat. So it comes in this little box, sort of like this. And you just put it together kind of panel by panel. My nephews are doing it, as you can see right there. And if you're looking for an urban chicken coop, this is perfect for 3 chickens. It is just luxury for them. Plus, I have this cool little automatic chicken door right there, which I'm going to look for that in the carousel below and highlight that for you guys. Oh, there it is. It's called Run Chicken. That chicken door is fantastic. It fits beautifully, not necessarily on that spot right there. I actually changed the spot later on, but I put it on the actual wire on the outside. So you can put this door pretty much anywhere you'd like. Easy to install, takes some AA batteries, senses the light, so it closes when it gets dark, and it opens when it gets light. There you go. You just automated your chicken coop right there. No longer do you have to go out into a snowstorm and open this up or close it and for your dear little chickens. Isn't this just the coolest chicken coop ever? I just love it so much. So there's the chicken coop in the carousel down below if in fact you are considering putting this together. And if you are curious about my actual commentary on the rest of this chicken coop, you can click on it down below and you can scroll down and see the video on the actual product page. Neat, huh? Yeah. Okay, what's this one right here? Laundry baskets. This is so convenient. Now, if your laundry machine is on the same level as your rooms in your house, which the newer houses have that. Unfortunately, our house is relatively old, but in this particular house that I'm filming this in, everything is pretty much on the same level. So if you have a bunch of dirty laundry, you can just put it in there and wheel it straight into your laundry room. It's so nice. It's just luxury. I know this is such a weird adulting thing. Like, wow, Beau, you're getting really excited about laundry baskets. I do. Especially when you've run your body through the ringer and your back is starting to hurt and you're just thinking, I don't want to lug this 30 feet that way and I need to do it multiple times a week. Instead, you've got this nice little rolly laundry cart. Isn't that neat? That's just so cool. Hey, speaking of adulting, I hate weeds. So check this out right there. So this weeder is absolutely brilliant. And I am demonstrating with my wonderful daughter right here, which yes, I do have consent to showcase her in this video because she's my kid. She can be in any of my videos. Thank you very much, lawyers. But anyway, no one has flagged my videos for this. Well, I just wanted to show you guys that yes, a child can weed your lawn. And this thing is so cool because these little blades sink into the grass, they grip around the root, and the more you pull this thing down, the tighter it squeezes around the root and it just rips out your dandelions. It's so convenient. Oh man. So a few weeks ago, I noticed that all the weeds were dead. That's because I walked around my lawn with this thing right here and an iced tea in one hand and then this in the other. And I just went around and popped out all the weeds. And instead of throwing them into the garbage as my daughter is doing right there, I just kind of left them out on the lawn as warning to other weeds who dare to cross my territory. And this weeder is just such a life-changing thing. Unless, of course, you like to go around on your hands and knees around your lawn and you attempt to do some weeding. Now, if you have a stand-up paddleboard or anything that you have to blow up, let's say it's winter coming up and you have to blow up some big inner tubes to go play in the snow, or let's say you're trying to get a few more runs in behind the boat and you have some inner tubes that you have to pump up, this thing is an absolute game changer. So this stand-up paddleboard pump is, well, first of all, it's very loud, but second of all, it's fast compared to these right there. So this one, I'm going to throw away because it was so darn frustrating. As a matter of fact, it was faster for me to manually pump than to use some of these other cheaper pumps. So this is one of those things that I regret getting a cheaper style pump, and I should have just got this more expensive one because this is fast. Plus, you actually have a built-in battery, and so if you walk away from your car, let's say it's a 15-minute walk from your car to the beach, and you have your paddleboard all tussed up and rolled up in your backpack, you can carry this in your hand, and when you get there, you can use the onboard battery to pump up your stand-up paddleboard or your inner tube or your beach ball. And there you are, no longer on the beach with a light head because you had to try to use your lung power to blow up your paddleboard. Or one of those stand-up pumps. Believe me, when you get a stand-up paddleboard, you will attempt to use the manual pump, and then you'll immediately go over on Amazon and be like, how can I find an actual electric pump for this? Because this is really annoying. This is not pleasant at all. So this is an absolute game changer. I don't know if they call it the whale, but if you look in the carousel down below, it looks like a whale, doesn't it? Yeah, it's kind of strange that they would have that. Hey, do you guys want to work out and get in shape? Get a core? Oh boy, do you. Do not wait until you do a New Year's resolution. Do not wait until you get fat and happy and nice and chubby from Thanksgiving or Christmas, because it's just around the corner. So get in shape now. And this is one of the things that would help you tremendously. This is called a Roman chair, and you will see me demonstrating in the upper right, slowly, in full control, doing some pull-ups. But this thing is so versatile because you can also do dips with this thing to really work the triceps. You can do leg lifts. Oh man, that just kills the core in a good sort of way. And then you can also do push-ups down below as well on the little riser bars. Oh, there are my dips right there. Ooh, it's hard for me to go full extension because, yeah, I started to get tired pretty fast. Cool thing about this Roman chair is that it doesn't require a large footprint. And as you can see, it doesn't take up a lot of space compared to how much it gives you. And so in this particular case, in this small little at-home gym, this takes up the amount of space that maybe half of a treadmill, as opposed to like a full-blown treadmill, which would take up quite a bit of space. But this is very versatile. It's like total body. You can do so much fun stuff on this Roman chair. So you'll get ripped and you will be ready for winter. Speaking of being ready for winter, you should be ready with a generator. I'm going to tell you this right now so that you aren't panicking during the next windstorm or snowstorm and you're thinking to yourself, oh man, I should have actually gotten a generator. Every year you are worried that you're going to lose all the meat in your freezer because you can't keep it going and there's some sort of snowstorm, which happens every single year. You will lose power at one point. And to actually have the ability to have a small little generator like this that starts up, the Honda engine is absolutely magnificent. Now, before I go any further, I do need to point out the fact that there is another manufacturer out there. They're called Wen, W-E-N. They're the same people right here that actually built my drill right here. Oh, look at me in my little hipster hat. So this drill right here, as a matter of fact, I'm just going to skip forward a little bit so you can see the full thing. This is a drill press. If you actually want to see me put this together, you can in the actual product page. But I wanted to show you that it's kind of this bright orange style put together, and there's Wen, W-E-N. Well, what Wen did is that they looked at this Honda generator right there that I just previously showed you, and I think they may have maybe even bootlegged some plans from Honda. I don't know, but they went out, and as you can see in the carousel down below, they made their own generator for like a quarter of the price, maybe more like a third of the price of the Honda generator. So I'm presenting to you guys these two options. I personally would recommend the Honda generator. Just save up another 2 or 3 months and get a Honda engine, because if it's a Honda, if it's a cheap lawnmower, you can afford the extra poles, right? You can troubleshoot it. But if it's a generator, think about this. You are probably cold because it's a windstorm. And it is within your best interest to get this generator up and going quickly, right? Because you don't want to be outside. It's kind of an emergent situation. You know what I mean? And so when it comes to emergent situations, I tend to pay a little bit more to have that luxury of having a dependable product. Now, some of you guys out there might have a different price point and you can't afford this Honda generator right here. This one right up there. And that's okay. I mean, it's fantastic. It pretty much starts on the first or second pull. It depends on if it's been sitting for a while. But this is an absolutely life-changing device because now I can run an extension cord to my freezer and fridge, and I don't have to worry. It's pretty quiet too. It doesn't bother the neighbors. So this generator is fantastic, the Honda generator. And then, of course, if you have a different price point, you can certainly experiment with the Wen generator, but just keep in mind that it's certainly not as dependable as a Honda engine. You might have to troubleshoot this thing. So if you're good with engines and small engine repair, like, oh man, what's wrong? Maybe I have to flush out the oil or the gas, or maybe the gas went rotten in there. I don't know if gasoline actually goes rotten. I know it goes bad, but point being, just have your guard up if you get something a little cheaper, because this thing is much, much cheaper. It can't actually show the price. Shh, because the prices can change and Amazon will get mad. But I can show you that the ratings are absolutely mind-blowing. And typically, it's about the third of the price of the Honda generator. Yeah, I almost wish that this existed back when I got the Honda generator so that I could actually get this too and just compare the two for you guys. But there you go. This is relatively new, and I wanted to present to you guys this option. Also, keep in mind that this generator probably won't power your whole house, so don't think, oh great, I'm going to be able to use my microwave and a hair dryer. You can tell when it starts to draw too much power when the generator starts to go wah, and kind of starts coughing like it has COVID. And it's just be gentle on it. Maybe just run your refrigerator on this thing and maybe charge your cell phone. And anything beyond that, you might put a little too much strain on this guy. Yeah, so be gentle with him. All right, hey, let's move on to a laundry hamper. Ooh, this one is fun. Here, let's listen to my daughter Penny.
I have double ones for my sister and me. I wear a lot of clothes every day, so this is very helpful.
This inner thing right here, this little piece
This
of cloth.
is this thing. It's so you can like do this and you won't have to like reach in.
Yeah, that liner comes out so that the whole thing can slip out and you can take it just downstairs just as the bag itself. Okay, very nice.
Barely lift.
That's
Well done, Penny, well done. Oh boy, she did.
Nice.
Matter of fact, if I were to play it a little more, it says, Reviews with Penny. I'm trying to train my children to be comfortable talking on camera because typically that you could do a quick little video. Hey kid, tell me about how you made these cake cookies, and just have them articulate that. And then when they get to college and they have to do that group project, they don't have all this anxiety built within them that, oh great, I have to stand up in front of people. They have from the beginning been trained by you, their wonderful parent, to be comfortable articulating their opinion in front of people, right? Isn't this a fun broadcast? You get all sorts of fun ideas from me. Hey, speaking of that, okay, so let's see. So we're gonna skip the chicken door because I actually mentioned this chicken door previously in this broadcast with my chicken coop, if in fact you're looking into urban chickens. So now we're gonna look at, ooh,
It
fire
works.
ladder.
However, there's some vital hints, tips, and tricks.
That's right. Vital hints, tips, and tricks that I should impart and force upon you. So this fire ladder has been my #1 seller. Well, not #1, maybe #3 or 4, but it's been the top seller for a long time, and I think that's because I'm kind of critical. This is not a commercial. All my videos, it, Are we still going? Hey, we are still going. Did my audio just go out? If my audio goes out, please tell me in the chat below. That's weird. Can you still hear me? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I hope you can still test me. Test me. Ah, whoa, oh boy. Take 2. Hope you can still hear me. All right, so this cat feeder right here is pretty good. And this is a great example as to something that works, but there's a feature in this that does not work. And I'm not going to gush and say, oh, this will absolutely automate everything about feeding your cats. It does, but within reason. So it doesn't jam, it's fairly clean, but it has a little camera on it, which is a little weird. I don't know why they have a camera on here. I think I'll probably go put like a piece of blue tape over the camera, because not that I'm too hypersensitive about privacy, but this thing is clearly made overseas, and to have a camera on your cat feeder is a little for my cats. It does work, but there are a few things, a few features that don't quite work well. Oh boy. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Oh boy. Oh darn these MacBook Pros. Oh. Now before all the PC fanboys get too mad at me, typically it's extremely stable. It's lasted me a very long time. But anyway, the cat feeder has a camera on it, and the camera doesn't quite face downwards so you can see your precious little personalities eating their kibble. The camera actually faces straight ahead. I don't know why, it's a horrible angle. So when I'm overseas doing some mission work somewhere, because I run a nonprofit film studio and I go all over the world producing film for other nonprofits, it's an epic job, been doing it for about 10 years, been to some pretty crazy places. And when I am away, I want to know if in fact my cats are being fed. And unfortunately, I can't quite see using their horrible camera whether or not they're getting enough food, because the camera faces straight ahead. You can't adjust the camera down. I wish you could. And so what I did is I basically set opposite of the
House is phenomenal. If you are looking for some sort of portable speaker system that you can hook up to, so let's say for example your smartphone, and you want to maybe play this at a wedding, or if you are at a place like this, which is Take Back Your Life here in Enumclaw. It's an exercise facility, and they just kind of wheel around this little portable music machine from person to person, depending on whether or not you want a little personal experience
on your music, and it just blasts right there. So it can go all cordless, or you can hook up a cord to the back. The handle does collapse up and down if you want to store it in the trunk of your car. It's very easy to wheel around. It's very easy to pick up. If your phone doesn't have very good battery life, you can charge it at the same time. There is a microphone input as well. Very easy to turn on, boots up like that. You can crank this thing up, or you can turn it all the way down depending on your music style and taste. But overall, if you need something for your wedding, your birthday, your event, your gym, this is a fantastic portable option, and it's no wonder it's so highly rated here on Amazon. I wanted to come to you today and show you a real-world demonstration of this assault bike. This is what the gyms use, so let's answer a few questions that you might not be able to get just by looking at this Amazon listing. Whew. All right, here is a little close-up look at this thing. First of all, squishy, comfortable seat. We've got some grippy pedals. These are the mountain bike style flats, so they grip on either side. If you wanted to target just the upper body, you could theoretically pop your feet forward and just kind of hang out on these, but it's hard enough. As you can tell, I'm still out of breath even after doing this for just a tiny bit. It is a full body workout. It gets the heart rate up super fast. Let's take a look at this LCD display, shall we? We're gonna push stop, and we are going to push. You can either push start to start, or once you just start pedaling, you'll see right when I start, it just automatically starts like that. So it hops right into the workout right when you hop on the bike. Okay, and then as for the fan, it's nice and quiet, but it still kicks back that air to give you a bit of refreshment as you are on the assault bike. You can adjust up, down, back that way, and you'll also see that the rubber bottom does not move very much, as I have seen some bikes actually shift slowly across the floor. But this thing is super high quality, and this is definitely what the gyms use for their clients. So we are at Take Back Your Life here in Enumclaw. This is one of the things they use. So hopefully this gives you a real world demonstration. I'm gonna go catch my breath now.
All right, are we back? There we go. There's the microphone. That's a little weird, going in and out. Anyway, lastly, I want to point out these tactical hair clips, which, yes, I do have a 10% off coupon, which is unique to this broadcast right here. And these tactical clips are pretty cool because they're not a knife, they're not sharp, they're perfectly safe on the hair. And yet these black style tactical hair clips right here are the #1 seller, and they're absolutely fantastic, especially for those stocking stuffers.